the channel, and this video, as you can already see, will be different. You're not seeing no charts, you're not seeing nothing to do with trading, because this video is about an ex-passion of mine, which is football. And yes, I am a Manchester United fan, and we are going to talk about my team. Now, this is something that I've been wanting to do on the channel. It wasn't only meant to be for trading. It's supposed to be a lifestyle channel where I post me, which is trading, fitness, and football, because those are the three main things I'm into. Football could be me actually playing, it could be FIFA, or it could be me about the sport and team I support. Yes, I know we in game week 17 because we have a game tomorrow, and this is the first video on it. I wanted to have like a program where I could actually see the field, see the players, so I could put my starting 11, different things I want to talk about, tactics and everything, but I don't have that software yet. So I say, stop waiting for the perfect time and let the perfect time be now. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Tomorrow we play Aston Villa, and as we can see, if we look at the table here, Villa is, I believe, third, and they have 33 points. With a win, if they get the win tomorrow, that'll put them into like 10 games back on a winning streak, and they would be in 1 point behind City and 2 points behind, well, 3 points behind Arsenal. So a win means everything for Villa, but also a win means everything for us, because with a win tomorrow, we would be on 29 points. That I guess it would put us 11 on points with Liverpool and Chelsea, and I mean, it mightn't be about Chelsea based on goal difference, but we would leapfrog Liverpool position wise back to fifth, and we'll keep pressure on Chelsea and Villa. With this league, we could see how close the points are. They don't really have a mid-table team because it's basically either you're pushing for Europe or you're escaping relegation. I mean, some teams do, but this 11 points could easily, Burnley could win 2-3 games, and with how the league looking, somebody else could just leapfrog and be in the relegation. As we know, Villa, in the beginning of the season, the first like 8 games, they were in relegation battle, but look at them now. So that's how fast positions could flip. So, and if we lose, I mean, Palace lost today, Brighton drew. The teams that are around us, right there, we will just be, well, with 3 points clear Newcastle. They drew today also against who Newcastle played. Um, oh, Chelsea, right? Yeah. So not only are we trying to stay competitive in the top four, we're trying to get a little separation with teams around us. For this Villa game, I anticipating something similar to the Bournemouth game. If I'm being fair, Villa gonna come at us. We'll be missing key players in Brian Boomo and Ahmad. Also, Casemiro would be out. He is suspended for this game. So I expecting us to possibly change formation. Not that I am against the current setup. I actually understand the current setup, understand the tactics and everything behind it. But with the key players missing, rotation would ensue, and we have seen leaks come out where we talk about back four preparation. We did see it at times during the game against Bournemouth where we were in a back four. So going into this game, I could possibly see Kobbie Mainoo getting us first start of the season. I will touch on the whole Kobbie Mainoo situation, the Bruno Fernandes interview and everything. But with this being my first video discussing United, I just want to keep it towards the most important thing, which will be the game tomorrow, and then I will get into the afters. So my prediction starting 11. If we are to switch to the back four, and whether it be a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, I think the back four would be as follows: San Elements in goal. Think we might see Dallo playing right back, although it wouldn't surprise me if we play inverted wingers. But traditionally, and it's the first time we play in formation on the arm rim, so maybe he might just be conservative and play Dalo at right back, Patrick Dogu at left back, and the back four. Whether Alessandro get the nod, which I don't think, because I like to pick my team based on, what Amrim saying, how he managed, and so forth. Alessandro still finding his feet, coming back from injury, so I think he would introduce him, 30 minutes here, 35 minutes there, 60 minutes here, like that. So we may see a Lenny Euro and Aiden Heaven um, centre back pairing. We will be without also Delit and Maguire for this game. I don't know what is the injury. I think Delit have a back issue, and I'm not too sure what it is with Harry Maguire. In the midfield, I think we'll see a midfield two of Ugarte and Kobbie Mino. Bruno would be advanced right in front of them, playing a more attacking role. I believe also we'll see Cunha out on the left and Mason Mount on the right. So, kind of something like a saying a 4-2-3-1. But I think it might just be more of a compact midfield because of the strengths of Villa in the midfield. You might want to compact that midfield. Cunha would be on the left. Mason Mount could be on the right. Or they could interchange with Mount and Bruno in that position. And I believe Sesko would be on top. I think this game will be a game for Sesko. So I didn't know Paul Torres was injured for this game. So with Lindelof starting, I could see Sesko being a threat to him. I could see Cunha taking the game by the scruff of his neck. So this will be a game where he needs to step up. Also Mason Mount. And all eyes will be on Kobbie for this game. And it's written in the stars basically for him to have a good game to kind of quote unquote prove everybody wrong, which I don't agree with. I don't understand. And I guess I'll segue straight into the Kobbie situation. I don't understand where's the big deal with him starting on the bench and fighting to get his position. He's not, to me, he's not a generational player. He's a good player and a great prospect. He have moments for England and last season for us, yes, but his style of play and what he brings to the team, I think again overhyped because he's an English player, not starting in a quote unquote dysfunctional United. That's what the media want to push. I think Roy Keane said it best. He should fight for his spot in the last presser that Amram did, that was released like a couple hours ago. It have no problem being on the bench for Manchester United at 20-year-old. Fight for your spot. I could understand if it was Casemiro getting on like this, who establishing the game and have a resume. Kobbie don't have a resume. I'm not saying just because you have a resume or don't have a resume, you should be making a fuss. It shouldn't be making a fuss in the press or anything. In training, be more aggressive. Be more determined. In games, when you get minutes, do more. We all at one point used to play football at some level, and it had players in front of us. It had players who never used to come training again game. But when you get the opportunity, that don't mean you have to pout and do play good. That is more reason why you should be 10 toes down. I don't want to stay too long on this Kobbie Mino topic, but that's just my 2 cents for that. And in regards to Bruno Fernandes, I don't want to play anything from this interview here because I don't want to get clip up copyright or anything. But go and watch this interview where Bruno talked. He spoke about a lot on some of the timestamp here, so you can kind of agree with it. So you could see the topics at hand, and in particular, this and it had one here in something to do help with the player creating chance for your players and stuff like that. Bruno touched on a lot of stuff on this interview. Can I explain his role on why and how he plays the role? How he push up into the attacking midfield when we play the traditional 3-4-3. And in my opinion, if you play in 3-4-3 and Bruno push up, there is more reason to believe and understand why the defense is supposed to step in. One of them is supposed to step into the chance to make sure it's a 2. Because if you're playing, think about it, if you're playing a back 4, you already have 2 centre backs staying back. Alright? So you're playing with 3 in the back and 1 midfielder go up. One of the centre backs step into the midfield. Then you have a 2. Then you have a 2. So that is 4. You have Lamens behind goalkeeper, which is 5. So you have a next, where the 6, the rest basically would be in the attack. And next 2 with the wing wide players. It's common sense, right? But for some reason, everybody hopped on his system and they don't work. It's common. It's just media again, propaganda. You know, hated but never, hated something but never hated, ignored, but something. Whatever the three things that I say with United, I can't remember right now. But the media first behind this club will never end. I know it had the next interview with Bruno with the national team. I think everybody know about that one because that one would have more of the headline grabbing quotes. This one wouldn't get as much attention as that one because this one is more about the game and Bruno himself, not nothing controversial. So I wouldn't really get into that one because everybody already know about the main points for that would be his release clause and how he said he think the club want to get rid of him and he feeling hurt by it. That's basically what he's saying. And he have a release clause of 60 million for teams outside of England. To me, the little 2 cents I would add, Bruno is a irreplaceable player because when he inevitably leaves, we would not see. Bruno is a guy who he always available, so we never had a chance to miss him. So we don't really appreciate him. Most fans, not all, most. When he leaves, we would see how important he is. He was. But regardless, we would not get our next Bruno. You know, he's not like a Messi and Ronaldo of the world, but he would be a void when he leaves. And my 2 cents with should we have cashed in? Maybe we should have because of age profile. But to actually say this, do you really trust this club with the Glazers in chance to recoup that money wisely? So I may be saying we should have cashed in if we're looking at the age profile and his salary and what we could get for a 30-something-year-old player. You don't get that kind of money. Well, last season, the 100 million that was reported. But let's be real, it's United with the Glazers. They proved to us that they can't invest the money properly. So maybe it was a good thing that he stayed. You know? So um, when he leaves, the team will have to be rebuilt in the midfield and become more of a spread out start team where everybody had to pull the weight rather than one guy kind of leading the league with certain things. He definitely deserves a domestic title, a big one. So wherever he does end up, whether it be Italy or Spain, which is the main, probably the team, one of the countries he would more than likely play in, he deserves a title. You know, well, we only gave him where he didn't get no Europa League with us. Mourinho is who won the Europa League. He wasn't there yet. Yeah, he have a EFL and a FA. He deserves more. So that will be it for me on this topic, on this conversation on the whole. To be fair, I don't want to make this too long. I definitely would try to download a software where I can be a little bit more, as I mentioned earlier, um, so the production could look a little better, so I could talk about positions and so you could see on screen my starting level and everything. I'll do some research and see if I could download a software to get that. And yeah, I will be back in the next one.